I didn't think one argument could change everything. Like, I've had fights before, everyone has, but that night, it didn't feel different at first. That's the part that still messes with me, because if it had felt different, maybe I would have stopped sooner. Let me go back a bit. Honestly, things at home had been tense for a while. Not constant yelling or anything like that, just this low, quiet pressure that never really went away. You know when conversations start normal but somehow always turned into something else? Yeah, that was us. I won't lie, I wasn't handling it well. I'd come home already irritated from work, and instead of letting things go, I'd hold on to every little comment. Looking back, it wasn't even about what was being said. It was more about how I felt hearing it. Like I was being judged all the time, even when I probably wasn't. That evening started small. It was something stupid, money, I think, or chores. I can't even remember exactly, which says a lot. But I remember the tone, that sharp, tired tone people use when they've already had the same conversation too many times. At the time, I felt cornered, like whatever I said was going to be wrong anyway. So instead of calming things down, I pushed back, harder than I should have. We went back and forth for a while, voices raised, then lowered, then raised again. That cycle. And I kept thinking, just say one more thing, just explain yourself better. But every one more thing just made it worse. There was a moment, I can still see it clearly, where I could have walked away. It was quiet for a second, not peaceful, just a pause. And I remember feeling this urge to leave the room, to cool off. But I didn't. I stayed. And I said something I shouldn't have. I don't even remember the exact words, just the reaction, that look. It wasn't anger anymore, it was something else. Hurt, maybe, or disappointment. And for some reason, that made me even more defensive. Looking back, that's the part I regret the most. Not just what happened after, but how I kept choosing to stay in that moment instead of stepping out of it. Things escalated fast after that. Not in a dramatic movie way, just messy, real-life escalation. Voices got louder, movements got sharper. Space between us felt smaller, like we were both stuck in this tight bubble with no way out. I remember my heart was racing, but not in a scared way. More like I was too far in to back out. Like I had to win the argument, whatever that even meant. And then it crossed a line. I wish I could say it was a blur, but it wasn't. I knew even as it was happening that things had gone too far. But stopping felt impossible in that exact second, like trying to slam the brakes on a car that's already skidding. After that, everything went quiet. Not peaceful quiet, heavy quiet. We both just stood there, not talking, not moving much, just breathing. And that's when it hit me. Not fully, not all at once, but enough to feel this sinking feeling in my chest, like something had shifted and couldn't be undone. A few minutes later, I heard it. A knock at the door. Not loud, just firm. And I remember thinking, no, not like this. I just stood there for a second, staring at the door. Honestly, part of me thought if I didn't move, maybe it would just go away. Like I could somehow pause everything and undo the last 10 minutes. But the knocking came again, same steady rhythm. No urgency, just certainty. That's when it really sank in. I opened the door, and there they were, 2 officers. Calm, neutral expressions. Not aggressive, not angry, just doing their job. One of them asked my name, and I remember my voice sounding off, like it didn't belong to me. They stepped inside, looked around a bit, asked a few questions. Nothing complicated, but every word felt heavy. I could feel the shift in the room. This wasn't just an argument anymore. It was something official now, something with consequences. I won't lie, I kept thinking, this is a misunderstanding, it'll clear up. Even while answering them, part of me believed that. Like if I just explained things the right way, it would all settle down. But it didn't. They told me to turn around. That moment, it's hard to explain. It wasn't dramatic, no music playing in the background or anything like that. Just the quiet click of metal. And suddenly, everything felt very real. I remember looking at my hands, like these are mine, but now they're not really under my control anymore. Walking out of the house felt strange, the same place I'd walked in and out of 100 times, but this time it felt different, slower, heavier. I could feel eyes on me, even if no one was actually watching. The ride to the station was quiet. I sat in the back, just staring ahead. No one said much, and honestly, I didn't know what to say anyway. My mind kept replaying everything, but not in order, just random flashes, words, expressions, that moment I should have walked away. Looking back, that ride was the first time I really felt regret. Not the loud, dramatic kind, more like this dull weight sitting in my chest. At the station, everything was process. Questions, paperwork, waiting. A lot of waiting. Time started feeling weird. Minutes felt longer than they should have been. I kept thinking about home, about how normal the day had started. It didn't make sense how quickly things had flipped. At the time, I was still kind of in denial. Not fully, but enough to keep telling myself, this won't last long, I'll be out soon. I clung to that thought because the alternative, I didn't want to go there yet. Eventually, they led me to a holding cell. That first step inside, I don't think I'll ever forget it. It wasn't like in movies, no big reactions, just a small, plain space. Quiet. Too quiet. The door closed behind me, and that sound, it sticks with you. It's not loud, but it feels final. I sat down on the bench, hands resting on my knees, just staring at the floor. For a while, I didn't think about anything specific. My mind was just blank. Then slowly it started creeping in. Everything. The argument, the words, the moment it crossed the line, the look on her face. I won't lie, that's when it hit me the hardest. Not the arrest, not the handcuffs. It was that realization that I couldn't go back and fix it. No quick apology, no let's just forget it. That option was gone. Hours passed, I think. Hard to tell in a place like that. At some point, I lay back against the wall, trying to get comfortable, but you can't really relax. Your body doesn't let you. It's like it knows something's off. Looking back, that night wasn't about fear as much as it was about clarity. Uncomfortable, heavy clarity. I kept replaying that one moment, the pause, the chance I had to walk away, and how I didn't take it. Honestly, that's the part that stays with me. Not the cell, not the arrest, just that small decision that turned into something much bigger than I ever thought it would. I'm not saying everything changed overnight after that. It didn't. But that night, it forced me to sit with myself in a way I hadn't before. No distractions, no excuses. Just me and the weight of what I'd done.